Hi everyone, welcome. I'm down here in my wormery in these yellow buckets that you see here. The label, as you can read, if you get close enough, that's a ENC, that's European Nightcrawler. And these three systems all started on the same day, so they're all the same age. They're 124 days of age at this point. They were fed 9 times up until now. And we've been getting into this habit of checking in on these every 2 weeks, every 14 days. And now it's been 14 days since the last time we checked in and fed them. So they're due. So let's get them up onto the bench and get them fed. Alright, we've got everything up on the bench. I've been doing it this way, just moving the camera over as we finish one. This way they're all here, set to go. It's just a matter of dropping in their food. Oh, look at that. We got ourselves a little friend in here. I wonder if I could just work around this guy without disturbing him too much. I don't know. Might be difficult. Maybe I can get him over onto the shelf where he belongs, and then he can get situated on top of Alright, where'd the guy go? Am I going to be able to evict him or not? I don't know. Maybe if we just start working in here, he'll eventually find his way out of here, and we don't have to worry so much. Come on, buddy. I'm going to put you over on the shelf. How does that sound? Where'd he go? What a pain. Where is he at? Oh, there he is. Ah, I got him now. Alright, he seems like he's situated in another cobweb. Maybe not his original home cobweb. At least he didn't fall to the ground. Alright, so I'm kind of in the same mode as I was last time we checked in on these. I don't intend to spend a lot of time. And kind of like we did last time, we fed them citrus, and guess what? They're getting citrus again. So you might have noticed this coffee filter was on this side, indicating to us that that was the side of the bin that we last fed on. It means we're going to feed on this opposite side on this next go around. But before we do, keeping with tradition, we're just going to see how that last feeding from 2 weeks ago is holding out. Each of these systems was fed a whole grapefruit, and you know, grapefruit's in that sort of category of stuff that you always hear about not wanting to give your worms citrus. I guess citric acid or something is maybe the main point of concern with that. And I mean, I don't see a lot of action on this one here other than maybe a little bit of mold getting a foothold. But in this one here, definitely looks like the worms have made themselves at home within this half of the grapefruit. And they're not put off. If there is any sort of acidity to the liquids in the grapefruit, and I think there is, then the worms don't seem terribly bothered by it. So I don't think there's a whole lot of reason for concern. Just going to sort of check the material right below where the food was placed. It's gradually turning into pretty nice castings everywhere. I think we actually started noticing it possibly during the last check-in or one of the recent check-ins, how a good number of castings appear to be finally piling up in the system. And I mean, at 124 days of age, it's realistic to expect such things. Alright, let's open up the hole here. And I really don't recall what kind of food had been placed in here previously prior to the grapefruits. It must have been banana, because I see the stem of a banana right here. Now that I'm talking about it, it does ring a bell that we did actually check to see how these bananas were doing, since we were curious about their progress. And then we went ahead and we put the grapefruit in. But I would think that other than the stem of the banana, we're probably not going to find a whole lot. Well, no, not true. Here's a little bit of peel. Alright. So I'm going to open up this hole again like we usually do to make some space for today's feeding. I'm grabbing some of my homemade bedding, pre-made bedding. And I was going to also include a little bit of my worm chow. Sprinkle that down into this bedding here, right below the food that they're getting. This is also food. This is just a combination of ground up seeds and grains, different things that I assume the worms are going to enjoy. And then along the same theme, I got a whole bunch of really nasty lemons. A lot of them were, I think, believe they were already turning into lemonade in the crisper of my refrigerator. So I think I've got 9 altogether. So my idea was to put 3 of these into each system, and that's their feeding. A little bit of bedding, a little bit of chow, worm chow, and some lemons. Grapefruits, lemons. These guys are probably going to be appreciative if I come back in here with something a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more commonplace for worm bin feedings. Might be a little bit on the acidy side, but it was good to see that the grapefruit's being eaten. All right, let's get over to system number 2. Alrighty. Sorry. All right, let's see if we can pick up the pace here a little bit. Like I said, I really didn't intend to have a whole lot of time spent on this today. I just wanted to come in and see how the grapefruits are doing, make sure everything's stable, everything's good, throw in the lemons, and call it a day. Alright, so these grapefruits, I don't know, I don't see much worm action around these. Oh no, there's some worms on them. There's a couple more worms in here too. So that's half of one of them, or at least that's half of the grapefruit. Each one got a full grapefruit cut in half. Should be another half. I don't know, I must have sprinkled some coffee or something on here in addition to the grapefruit. So I don't know, it seems like something that they're actually eating and not being bothered by. So I don't think there's too much reason for concern. I see other people putting citrus into their systems all the time. Never hear of any issues. Everyone seems to do just fine. So I wasn't worried. I didn't have any concerns about that. So now we can just plop in their allotted feeding for today. Make a nice deep hole. Give them the same sort of setup as the first bin got. Make a nice deep hole, bring in a handful or so of the nice prepared bedding, shredded paper, shredded cardboard, even some leaves mixed in there. Drop in a little bit of the worm chow. Okay. Oh, stuff was kind of like log jamming inside of the jar that it's in. So I'm glad we finally got it to go. Now let's see, I think we had 3 stuck together and then another 3 stuck together, or something like that. These must have come free of each other, but I believe that, yeah, I've got 3 more for the last system. So, alright, making progress here. Just relocate this coffee filter to rest on top of where the last feeding was. And come in with the coverings. And you might notice cardboard paper are the only coverings in here. We've used no plastic at all, even though plastic is often the way that I cover up in a lot of my systems. Here we decided to just forego using the plastic and hope that we can maintain decent levels of moisture in these systems. And it might be a little bit drier than it needs to be. I suppose we could have come in with the squirt bottle and added some moisture, but it didn't seem too treacherous once I got below the dry top surface. Once we got down into the lower sections, you could see worms all over the place. They seem okay. The system doesn't seem very dry once you get down lower. So sometimes we find some worms in the... Oh, right there, look at that. They're right in there. Not put off whatsoever by any sort of acidity that might be part of these grapefruits. Okay, where's the other half? What else is all this stuff? I guess we got like some mango seeds down here, it would seem. Some other leftovers from feedings gone by. Okay, this one's got a whole bunch of worms hanging out in it. They seem quite content. Alright. So if anyone ever tries to tell you that citrus is on the forbidden foods list when it comes to feeding your worms, tell them that your worms are probably tough enough to handle it. Can't believe everything you see on the internet. All kinds of interesting wives' tales about what's okay to put into worm bins, what's not. Bottom line is, half the stuff that you're told not to put into the worm bins is just fine as well. Alright, we're making good progress here. We're almost done. Oops. Sorry about that. I guess my tripod's a little off balance here. But we're almost done. We just need to open up a nice little hole to drop in these last few lemons and some worm chow. And these little guys will be all taken care of. That's quite a bit of... Yeah, I'm going to return some of it. I don't think we need all that. And nice little worm chow for them. I think they'll like it. And the last of our nasty lemons. Yeah, my crisper had some pretty nasty stuff floating around down at the bottom of it, so some of it went into the outdoor worm bag, some of it got put in the freezer. Mainly I think these were the only things I set aside, and then I used all the rest of the stuff that I cleaned out of my crisper that was going bad as a nice big unfrozen feeding for my outdoor worm bag. Alright, so I think we're all done here. All I got is a few things to put away and clean up, but I'm not going to waste your time with that. Before I go, let me just really quickly say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, as always, please don't forget to leave me a quick thumbs up before you go. And if you haven't done so already, please also consider subscribing to the channel. Alright everyone, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye now.